understand what I'm doing. Right to your door, and always made in the USA. Right now, Bite the Bullet will include 15 extra rounds on any order of 500 rounds or more. This is in addition to their everyday lowest prices. Just use promo code WAR. Order 500 rounds today and get 15 extra rounds free. Just go to bitethebullet.co and use the promo code WAR.
Destructive mudslide. Most of the people of Montecito were under orders to stay out of town as gas and power were expected to be shut off. Montecito resident Sarah Ettman says people are frustrated.
It is a little frustrating. It's martial law here, basically. There are looters being caught, and there's so many gawkers.
So far, 18 people have died, and 5 are still missing. Ford has another recall. USA's Chris Barnes explains.
It's an unprecedented request from the Ford Motor Company concerning 2006 Ranger pickups. It follows the automaker's confirmation that a second death caused by a defective Takata airbag inflator in such a vehicle has occurred. Ford has now issued a new recall for the vehicles, originally recalled in 2016. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
This is USA Radio News.
You know, when the Israelites got to the desert, they were given manna from heaven. Well, we may not have manna, but we do have new manna. In these uncertain times, become food independent with Numana's long-term storable food. Healthy, nutritious, dense meals, organic, non-GMO, taste great, and last for over 25 years. Oh, and gluten-free is available. Order now and get 20% off, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just use promo code WAR. Call 888-597-0775, 888-597-0775, or go to Numana.com.
A new watchdog group focused on reproductive health care is taking on the Department of Health and Human Services. USA's Chris Barnes reports.
Called Equity Forward, it officially launched on Friday, and the executive director, Mary Alice Carter, says the nonpartisan group will hold organizations and individuals which they argue limit access to reproductive health care accountable. Its first project, called HHS Watch, will include a full audit of decision makers at that federal agency. She says they'll dig into their positions and backgrounds, and they'll monitor their actions. Carter saying, quote, Americans deserve to know when their government's hiring people with backgrounds antithetical to the mission of the offices in which they serve. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention reports the number of flu-related illnesses has doubled in the past week. John Clemens reports.
All contiguous 48 states have been hit with the flu, and some areas have been hit harder than others. In Alabama, the governor has declared a state public health emergency, causing a number of school closings. Dr. Dan Jernigan of the CDC reports a number of cases have doubled in the past week.
This week in the Flu View, we will report that there are 22.7 hospitalizations per 100,000 people in the United States. That's up from 13.7 last week, so that's almost doubling in terms of the numbers just in the last week.
I'm John Clemens.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 11ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.11ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 11ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Welcome to the Garden America radio show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
And a good Saturday morning. Here we go once again. It is 6 minutes after the hour. Let's get those Facebook viewers online. We're going to try to reach 1,000 people today, at least have 1,000 views. Usually we reach more than 1,000, but we want to get 1,000 viewers today. So call your friends, your family, even gather the little animals around the radio, the Facebook page. Let's just get some viewers. Let's do this thing as we rock in 2018. We've got 2 hours to fill, and John says he has nothing to talk about, Tiger. What are we going to do?
We're going to have a lot of fun then, because if he has nothing to talk about, that means I get to sound really smart today.
You can sound smart. I just kidding. John is never for a loss of words.
I have a lot to talk about because
Why do you have a lot to talk about?
We have a lot of things going on with our website. We finally...
Yeah, let's talk about the website.
And by we, I mean me.
Yep.
Have finally posted all our vegetables online, and they're now available for sale. And there's we have some new varieties of things that we'll be talking about in the next couple of weeks, but we have limited amounts of some of those. And I was surprised yesterday because right now is the first time we're talking about it.
So what happened?
But we got in a bunch of orders, and some of those new items are flying out quickly.
Well, what you're saying is people have ordered before we even talked about it.
So that's right, because
they're finding out about it on the newsletter. John, how is this happening? This is a phenomenon that's sweeping the country.
I don't know how it's happening, but it is a computer, and you go on the internet.
Yeah, but they found out about it.
There's things there that you just find.
They found out about it before we even talked about it. I guess the bottom line is...
Are they buying it with Bitcoin?
Yeah, go to our website and check out everything we have for sale here.
You know, that's a good point.
What's
we ought
that?
to see if we can accept Bitcoin. That might be a good investment for us.
Anyway, I hope you had a good week and that you're ready to go for the next couple of hours having some fun. We've got a good guest lined up. Every show starts off by saying, oh, we've got a great show lined up today. This is going to be fun. Just once, I'd love to hear a radio show say, you know what, this is going to be a disaster. We don't have a good show lined up. I don't know how we're going to do this. It's just, if you want to tune out, I don't blame you.
But we don't always know what the guests are going to say.
Yeah, we think it's going to be good.
Because if it's someone we've interviewed before, we have a pretty good idea. But I was just thinking, do you remember the girl from New York that we basically said, hello, welcome to the show, and she talked for 15 minutes straight and never stopped?
We just sat there, took us right to the break.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good interview, that.
That was amazing. Yeah, she covered
was
everything.
Interesting, but
yeah,
I was worried that she'd run out of breath. She needed to breathe sometime.
And then we have those guests, and these are always a challenge. You ask this big, long question that requires about 2 or 3 answers, and they say, yeah. And then you're waiting for more.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're going to make Mark nervous.
Nah, Mark is online. He's ready to go right now. Mark is a good guest, and we look forward to talking to Mark. Mark Taylor's going to be with us. It is 9 minutes after the hour. So, John, getting back quickly, go to the website. We have tomato. What do we have? What are we selling again this year on the website?
Well, a lot of grafted vegetables, because that's our forte. And one of the new ones that we've been getting a lot of orders from is a tomato called Saucy Lady. And it's an exclusive to Garden America. And Saucy Lady is a tomato that our good friend Alice Doyle at Loghouse Plants in Oregon was responsible for bringing back to the market. And it's one of those tomatoes that you can put in a pan and it virtually melts down right before your eyes into sauce. You just
That's the name, Saucy Lady?
Yeah, you just put them in there, and then you can, of course, freeze the sauce, use it, can it, whatever you want to do. But probably the most exciting paste tomato to come around in many years.
And we've already sold some, right?
Oh, yeah, we sold a lot.
And the most common
I was surprised
that people would be familiar with is Roma.
San Marzano.
So compare it to Roma.
Well, Roma doesn't melt down that quick.
Okay. So that's one benefit there.
That's the main thing. They just the flavors are the same. Good tomato flavor. Production is unbelievable.
So probably better than Roma. I mean, it's a newer variety, or not newer, but better bred variety.
You know what it is? It's a dehybridized version of an older tomato that was a hybrid. There was a tomato years ago called Crimson V, which is kind of a weird name.
Yeah.
But it's called Crimson V, and it was a hybrid, and the company that produced it stopped producing it. And with hybrid tomatoes, you can't save the seed and keep the tomato going. But there was a woman and I think she was in Oregon too, who had, actually I don't know her background, so I shouldn't guess at it. But what she did was she kept the seeds and kept planting them year after year after year after year, and ended up with a tomato virtually identical to the original Crimson V. And that's what's now known as Saucy Lady.
Excellent.
So that's available at
but that's the one that's going to be available in limited quantities. So you want to get that early.
Okay.
Another new one that's going to be limited quantities is Get Stuffed.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one because I love this concept.
This is where there's really not much of a tomato inside.
Yeah, they're hollow, like
they're hollow
peppers.
Tomatoes.
They're just like peppers. So you can use it as a stuffing tomato.
Put what you want in it.
Very
I think
easily.
that's a great analogy, like a pepper.
Well, there's a lot of... Oh, it's also striped, which is really pretty. So that's kind of cool.
So take a picture before you eat it.
But if you look online, you can find all kinds of recipes for stuffed tomatoes. And all of them start with scoop out the insides. You know, with this one,
you don't have to.
You don't have to do
It's ready to go.
Right.
I like make some tuna salad, put it in there, melt a little cheese on top.
There you go. We got Tiger's recipe right
I like
there.
that. You know what? That's good.
Yeah.
That is good, especially the cheese melted on top of the tuna inside the tomato.
Yep.
And that is called again, John? What is that called?
Get Stuffed.
Get Stuffed.
Get Stuffed.
Just think of Get Smart. Think of Get Stuffed.
Actually, Get Stuffed with an exclamation point at the end.
Yeah, say it just right.
Okay.
Get stuffed.
So that's what's happening on our website, gardenamerica.com. Go there for just about anything you need to know. Also, the trip to England, too. I don't want to get hopscotch here and there. But
just one other thing. I also wanted to mention that you and Tiger told me not to go crazy last year, so we didn't have enough yellow geraniums. And we sold out early and couldn't even fill some of the orders at the end. So this year I doubled the order on
plenty of yellow geraniums.
Yeah, so they're also
And then on
available.
our website also talking about our July trip to England. 7 spaces left. John, is that right?
Yeah, 7 or 8 spaces. We'd love to have you come with us. It's going to be fun. I got a list of the people going with us, and I'm surprised we've got people coming from all over the country.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I saw a few people on there I'm not too pleased about, but you know, what the heck.
That was Tiger and I, right?
Yeah, that was John and Tiger. Why are they going?
But hey, dude, jump on that. This is, they say once in a lifetime trip. This falls into that category in terms of that, because you're not going to go to a travel agency and get this kind of a trip set up for the most part.
No. Well, we do have people who've traveled with us before coming,
right?
And so we can vouch for them and tell you they're going to make sure you have a good time.
Yeah, you're going to love it. So go to our website, gardenamerica.com. Any questions about anything you see in the website, john@gardenamerica.com, and he can give you more details and fill you in.
We should mention, though, that trip is to England, since we talk about the trip and not say where it is.
I thought we said England. Okay, go ahead.
And
Great Britain.
To the Hampton Court Flower Show, which is one of the premier flower shows in the entire world.
Right.
Which is July 1st, 2nd,
yeah,
right
July,
around there.
The quote of the week, John, which is a good quote, short, sweet, to the point, but very poignant.
Yeah, the quote of the week is, sometimes I do get to places just when God's ready to have somebody click the shutter. And that was from Ansel Adams.
Wasn't he the black and white guy?
Like he was in black and white, or he shot
I think his
black
pictures,
and white photos.
His photos.
Yes, he's a famous American photographer.
Yeah, black and white, though.
He did a lot in black and white.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Did they have color at his time?
Yes. They did.
Yes. People. It's funny. People say that there was no color in Hollywood back in the 30s, and to which I say, well, how about the Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind? Color. They had color. It was very expensive, obviously.
Wasn't like the Wizard of Oz one of the first color?
Well, 1939,
major
the same year that Gone with the Wind came out. One of the first.
Yeah.
And, of course, very well done because everything prior to Oz was in black and white. And then the house falls and she opens it up and it's in color. But Gone with the Wind, same year, 1939. I think Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, 1939. Great year for movies, 1939.
Right, but Mr. Smith was black
and white. With Jimmy Stewart, is that right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
So, 60 minutes after the hour, we got a break coming up here. What else before we hit the break, John? 30 seconds to go here. Have we exhausted you?
I was just trying to. I almost got a headache trying to follow what we'd just been talking about.
Talked about the website.
So
England,
when we come back, we're going to be talking about gardening. How about that?
You betcha. Mark Taylor's going to be with us. All right. Welcome to your Saturday morning. Thank you for tuning in Facebook Live or Biz Talk Radio streaming around the world. Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. 855-424-9825. Want to give us a call? Questions, comments on Facebook Live or John at GardenAmerica.com as we step aside, taking a break. Coming back with our guest. Do stay with us.
It's bare root fruit tree season, and you probably have a million questions. Which fruits will grow well here? What are the tastiest fruits? How do I care for them? The answers? They're just a click away with the informative Fruit Tube videos at DaveWilson.com. That's Dave Wilson Nursery, the nation's largest grower of fruit trees for the backyard garden. They have planting tips, taste test results, and links to nurseries in your area that carry Dave Wilson fruit trees. Your harvest to better health begins at DaveWilson.com.
You know, a simple change in your lawn care practices this fall can create a carpet of green next spring that's safe for children and pets. Hi, this is Bryan Main from Garden America. When the weather begins to cool, your lawn starts to build back its root system and needs extra nourishment. That's why experts agree that fall is the best time to fertilize your lawn. Most lawn fertilizers release their nutrients quickly, which produces lots of clippings and reduces root growth. But Milorganite, an organic nitrogen fertilizer, feeds your lawn slowly throughout the fall, providing more green color with less clippings and maximum recovery from summer stress. It's a trick golf course superintendents have used for decades. Milorganite applied now will help your lawn green up faster in spring while helping it recover quickly from winter damage. You'll improve your lawn's overall health and greatly reduce weed problems. So give your lawn the food it needs. Milorganite for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you. Again, that's Milorganite.com.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble. Help! I could barely move. Help! I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-414-1958 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-414-1958. 1-800-414-1958. Call for your free Life Alert brochure today at 1-800-414-1958.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
We thank you for joining us. We are back. It is Saturday morning. Happy weekend to you. Hey, some people have a 3-day weekend. I do. So I'm going to enjoy Monday. Are you working Monday?
Yes.
Gardening never stops.
Yeah.
Plants don't stop growing just because it's a holiday.
Weeds don't stop growing, right?
Weeds as well.
You don't have to come into the station on Monday?
No, I do not.
So you can come help me.
Oh.
All right.
If I can help you from home. Yeah, if it can be done on the computer remotely.
I could bring things to your house. We could work on them over there.
You don't want to do that. 855-424-9825 if you want to give us a call. John at gardenamerica.com. Other questions and comments. And like a lot of people are doing, questions, comments on Facebook Live. Mark Taylor, very patient, been standing by, ready to go.
Yeah, so this morning we're going to be talking with Mark Taylor with Fertilome Natural Guard Chemical Company, pesticides, fertilizers, and organic products. But we're getting, midwinter now, getting ready for the spring. And today we're going to talk a little bit about pre-emergence and kind of, again, weeds never stop.
Prepping for spring?
Yeah, weeds never stop growing, so what can we do to prep for spring? Mark, good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going this morning?
It's going good. It's going to be sunny up here in the Northwest, which is unusual, so having a good day already.
Oh,
beautiful. Yeah, sunshine in the Northwest.
I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Hey, so, first off, give us a little bit of info about yourself and Fertilome and Natural Guard and what you guys do.
Well, Fertilome and Natural Guard, we provide the industry's finest products exclusively to independent retailers, so you won't find them in the big box stores. We have items that are kind of some exclusive and then other ones that do just as good as the brand names but at better prices.
And, you mentioned that you guys do a lot of products that are comparable to other things on the market, maybe some neem oil or spinosad. But then you guys have also been pretty innovative where one of the products that I like the most you guys produce is the Spinosa Soap, which is kind of a caterpillar or chewing insect, but at the same time also a soft-bodied insect product that's safe to use around people and cats and animals and all that fun stuff, right?
Correct. And the other nice thing about it's all natural, and it takes care of a whole bunch of different insects and issues, and is safe for animals and pets.
So this morning, though, we wanted to talk a little bit about, since we're in the middle of winter, like you, some people are already starting to thaw out, and we're moving towards thinking about the spring. And you had mentioned pre-emergence. What is a pre-emergent, and what do people need to know on how to use them?
Well, it's one of the better kept secrets. There's quite a bit sold, but in different areas there's more sold. It's the thing that gardeners and people that work in their yards and landscapes hate is weeding. And these products you can put down, and before the weed or the grass has a chance to grow, it actually stops it from doing that. So it doesn't germinate from the seed, and then you don't have the problem. So it just saves down the road a whole bunch of weeding, whether it be in the garden. There's different products, some for vegetables, and then a lot of it just for landscaping and that.
And now this is usually a granular form, and I want to tell people that it does all of that, but it doesn't affect your existing plants, right?
Correct. Yeah, you have to, of course,
Mike's a little hot.
And you can. There's certain products you can put down in flower beds so you don't get the grasses and weeds, but it's perfectly safe for the flowers.
And you mentioned grass. So this is something that people can use in their lawn as well.
Correct. Yeah. It prevents, up in our area, we have a problem with annual bluegrass or poa annua. and a lot of the country has problems with crabgrasses and that, and this actually prevents those from germinating early on in the season.
Okay. And as a general rule, when I tell people about pre-emergence, you're stopping weed seeds from germinating in the soil, but it's not affecting anything that's currently growing, right? You mean, if you already have a dandelion weed plant in your yard, this isn't going to kill that dandelion. This is only going to prevent it from reproducing down the road.
That's correct. You need a post-emergent if you already have the weeds.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's before it actually happens. So that's why it's such a good thing to put down, especially in landscape areas around your bark dust and that type of thing, so you don't get the weeds coming up through that.
And so what are some of the brand products you guys carry, and then how often do people need to put this down to be effective?
Well, we carry a couple different products, and one of them that's the easiest, and you should not use it on vegetable gardens, but this particular one you can use in lawns and landscape area, and we have a real short name for it. It's called Turf and Ornamental Weed and Grass Stopper, put out by High Yield. So
okay,
and,
so that's one that you're going to use in shrub beds or in your lawn.
Correct, or even in flower beds around certain flowers, and it's all listed on the labels. There's like around, I forget exactly how many, but it's in the hundreds of plants.
Okay. And what other ones are there? And again, how often do you use it?
Well, usually they say a season. This particular one lasts around 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
And then there's another product out there that you can use in vegetable gardens and landscape areas. And that product is Herbicide Granules, and it's trifluralin, or Treflan is the trade name on it. And people probably have heard it. There's a brand name out there that they kind of built named Preen, but that's trifluralin, so, or Treflan. And that lasts, you have to incorporate it into the soil a little bit, and that lasts about 2 months.
Okay. And usually that's exciting to hear that the real long name one, the turf and ornamental plant herbicide, whatever it was.
That does everything.
That was 3 months to a full season of 4 months. That's crazy, because usually when you see these products, they tell you 30 days or so, but that's a really long-lasting product. That's nice to be able to put it down and kind of forget about it, get you through the spring season, which, again, right now, after the rains and you get some summer weather where things start to grow, this is the big problem when you get the weeds. So you can prevent it by doing it right now, and then get you through February, March, April, and into May.
Yeah, most of them you need to put down when it's usually in the 60 to 70 degree weather type thing, but before the plants actually germinate. And the nice thing is, when you put it down, you're right, it's pretty much a season-long product. You can put it down up to twice a year. So if you put it down earlier, it prevents quite a few. And then if you get more weed seeds blowing in, you can put the product down again, and it works. The nice thing about the
Mark, real quick, we're going to take a break, and we'll finish up after we get back, and then we're going to talk about your Humate product after that.
You bet. Do stay with us. Going to take a break. Garden America is coming right back on your Saturday.
Sometimes business owners and entrepreneurs don't follow a traditional schedule. Well, that's where Biz TV's Biz Club can work for you on your time. For only $5.95 a month, you can have over 200 hours of our fresh, original content on demand, anywhere, anytime. And with our search feature, you can quickly and easily find the topic or show you're looking for in seconds. Sign up today and see what you've been missing. Free for 7 days. Join the Biz Club. It's Biz TV on your time.
Hello, I'd like to deposit this to checking.
Fate is a fickle master. What? The future is uncertain.
Okay, and what's my account balance?
The horizon is cloudy. I see a long, treacherous voyage filled with great peril.
Look, can I just get a deposit slip or something?
A fortune bank teller. Surprising. What's not surprising?
how much you could save by switching to Geico.
I see a yellow-eyed serpent and a low APR.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Are you ready to leave your corporate job behind and be your own boss? Have you ever dreamed of owning a business? Do you have $50,000 or more sitting around in a 401k? If you answered yes, it's time to invest in yourself by buying or starting a business or franchise. IRS code allows you to use money in a 401k to invest in a business with absolutely no penalties or taxes. At Guidant Financial, we've helped more than 11,000 entrepreneurs invest $3 billion in retirement assets into the small businesses and franchises of their dreams. So if you've got $50,000 or more in a 401k and you're looking for a way to start a business, call Guidant Financial now for free information and to learn more. Operators are standing by for your call. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-711-6812 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-711-6812. Again, that's 800-711-6812.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And that brings our time to exactly 35 minutes after the hour. We are back and we continue Garden America, our Saturday show. Facebook Live, thank you for viewing, tuning in. Also, Biz Talk Radio, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main, and we're going to go back, wrap things up, as we've been talking about a lot of things, but basically getting things ready for spring, Tiger.
Yeah, definitely. And Mark Taylor joining us from Natural Guard and High Yield. And we were just finishing up talking about pre-emergence that people can use. You were telling us their lifespan of one season, maybe 3 months or so, kind of putting it down. The other thing that you had mentioned to me, Mark, was getting ready for spring, that Natural Guard has a product called Humate, and it's to help get the soil ready. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is probably the best kept secret in gardening, even though the product's been out there for quite a few years. We have a product called Humic or Soil Activator, depending on what state you're in. And what it does, you can put this down on a lawn, and it's probably better than putting a fertilizer down at the first of the season because it chelates the different minerals in the soil so it'll green your lawn up. It doesn't make it grow. The other thing it does is it takes different turf and any type of garden, it takes it out of stress, so you don't have to water nearly as much. And then it starts to sound too good to be true, but it'll break up a clay soil with a couple different uses, and it also binds up sandy soil to keep fertilizer and different things in it.
And now you guys sell this in a granular form, but I also saw it in a liquid. Is that correct?
Correct. We have it in both now. We had it only in a granule, which we sold, at least in my area, we sold truckload after truckload of it. Because once people start using it, it's nice because you keep using it because you find out that it works so well. But we do have a liquid now, which it isn't quite as high in the humic acid, which is the active ingredient, but it's available immediately. So it takes a lot of things out of the stress when you put it on.
You know what? I think I need a bag of that, Tiger.
Doing some new planting, doing some new beds. You got to get them going again.
Do you have that at your nursery?
Yeah, we stock that at Mission Hills Nursery.
All right.
But you know, the one thing that people, when they use this product, like you said, is they see the results really good in the sense of the plants get healthy, they green up. It doesn't promote irregular growth. So you don't see this plant getting all leggy and long because it's just full of fertilizer. It's kind of a natural release. And how often do you suggest people use that product, Mark?
Oh, at least a couple times a year. And the nice thing about it is natural organic, and it is basically a soil amendment, not a fertilizer, even though it will chelate the fertilizer, so you don't get that growth, but you get the greening up in that.
Ah. All right, Mark. Well, thank you very much for...
The other thing about it...
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
The other thing real quick about it, because it's natural and organic, you can put it down 3 or 4 times a year, but 2 times is recommended. And really, when I say you don't have to water as much, I actually have photos where it's my lawn against my neighbor's lawn, and you can cut your watering way down. I had a few dealers that were really excited about it because it cut their watering down enough that they actually paid for the product.
Excellent.
When they put it down.
Okay.
So it's real good for drought areas and that as well. So.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
So real quick, as we're wrapping up, High Yield, Natural Guard, Fertilome products available at local independent garden centers usually. For people that are looking for more information on these products, where can we send them? You can go to fertilome.com and read up, and it will take you to any product that we carry. But mainly go into your independent nursery. You can go to a lot of ACE stores, which are independently owned, True Values, and Do It Best stores carry it. Okay.
But any place that's independently owned, if you go into the big box stores, they'll look at you kind of funny because they've never heard of it, or if they have, they'll send you to another independent, because we only like to sell it so the experts can sell it, not just somebody that's just happens to be on the floor.
Right, somebody that knows and can talk about the product.
Yeah, it sounds like these are products that take some explanation, and once you use them, you never stop using them.
Right,
So,
yep.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. Have a good rest of the weekend.
You too. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You
Take
got
care.
it, Mark Taylor. There you go. Great product. I've got some at home, Tiger. You've got it, and
Yeah.
it does work. It's good.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I know. We're speaking to a lot of states right now where they're still, freezing and it's cold, and they're wondering what the heck are they talking about. But plan ahead a couple of 2 or 3 months. You know what? You don't have to do it now, but make it's like putting a blueprint on the table. Get ready for it.
Well, and I think John can vouch for this. People in those states know that because they don't have the large window of planning, planting, carrying it out. Meaning, when you're back east and you're in one of these areas that your spring window is 3 months, you plan that weekend, and that one weekend is when you're going to be putting in your flowers.
It's pretty scripted in those states.
You're doing your fertilizer. You're doing this because you have to get it ready to go, and you have to keep moving on. So, unlike us in Southern California, where we can kind of, I'll do it next weekend. Back there, they don't push it off any more weekends. They have to do it that weekend, otherwise they miss the season. Right, John?
Oh, absolutely. They have 13 weeks, and that's it. You've got to do it one of those 13 weeks.
Yeah. That's
amazing. I was thinking, I don't know why I just thought of this, but we used to, it's really cold back there now, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we used to have ice on the walks. So you throw down rock salt to melt the ice.
Okay.
But, that's not good for plants.
So all the borders.
So a lot of nurseries started selling ammonium sulfate to melt the ice. So in the spring, stuff would just take off. And I mean, it would shoot up the darkest green and as fast as you ever saw anything grow, which...
That's funny.
Probably better than salt.
Yeah.
Well, you spoke about those states back east where they had that 3-month window. They can pretty much every year plan accordingly and stay on script, as it were. Where we have no idea. It could be cold one day. It could be in the 50s. The next day it's in the 80s. And then we do see some plant growth in the wintertime, and then it gets cold again. So in a sense, they can plan better than we can for the most part. I mean, yeah, we can plan things now, but we should still follow somewhat of a schedule.
Except what messes up their plans is rain.
Yeah.
So if it rains the weekend that you wanted to go out and do something, you can't do it.
Right.
And you only have each weekend is 13 weekends. That's it.
How did you enjoy the rain this last week that we had? It's big news here in San Diego. You get a lot of rain in Fallbrook?
We did like over 2 inches.
Oh, that's good.
2 inches. Everything is really wet. The weeds should be easy to pull out. But no rain in sight again.
I was going to ask you. Gosh almighty.
So we've got 2 inches for the whole season so far, and it all happened in one day.
And that's why rain is such big news here in San Diego.
That's why we had all those mudslides up in Montecito.
Right.
So,
exactly.
That coupled with the fires.
Yeah, we need rain. So if anybody knows any special prayers for rain here in San Diego, we welcome them.
I think they do dances for that.
855-424-9825 if you want to pick up the phone and actually talk to us. John at GardenAmerica.com, also right there on Facebook Live on our page as you watch us. And now's a good time to post your question. We will monitor those questions and answer as quick as possible.
I noticed some people were sharing tomatoes they are going to be growing this year on Facebook. At least Dale was one of them. And he mentioned that he was going to plant the Praxis tomato.
I've never heard of that one.
Well, I think it's a cherry tomato, if I'm not mistaken, but I really don't know that much about
Praxis?
Yeah, so...
Let us know, Dale, about that.
Yeah, I'd like to know a little bit more about that. He did say he was going to grow Beauty King, which I'd like to know how he does with that, because we tried selling it one year.
Is it a tough tomato to grow?
It doesn't produce a lot. It's a beautiful tomato. It's a striped tomato. It looks similar to copia, which we do sell. But copia is much more productive, which is why we sell it.
That's why you get a cornucopia of just about everything, right?
Copia was named after, they're out of business now, but do you remember up in Napa? They had, I forget what copia stands for now, the Center for something, but it was a group of food people chefs and things that
Right.
grew all the best type things. I'll look it up during the break and I'll let you know what that was. But anyway, this tomato was named after them, and we do have that for sale.
We've got one more segment coming up, hour number 1, but plenty of show left. Garden America on your Saturday. Hope it's been a good weekend for you so far and a great week. So post your questions. Let's communicate a little back and forth here. John at gardenamerica.com or right there on Facebook. We're going to take a break. Coming right back.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See,
Test.
SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1769. 855-325-1769. That's 855-325-1769.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible, too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-595-6619. That's 800-595-6619. Again, 800-595-6619.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. That's 888-785-0618.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
And speaking of John at gardenamerica.com, that's where you would send your questions, your comments, also Facebook Live. As we continue to monitor you and what you're doing, you can talk back and forth, questions, comments. Also, 855-424-9825. This is our final segment, hour number 1, and we spent a good portion of the hour talking to Mike Taylor from Fertilome, talking about how to prepare, what to do as we get ready for spring, which, of course, will be here before you know it, even though we're still in wintertime. So
yeah.
It's all about planting. Gardening is planting.
Planning and planting.
Even though I'm guilty of maybe some last minute, hey, I think I'm going to do this today.
Well, that's what we're talking about in Southern California in the mild regions. We get to do that.
Yeah,
we get to be like, next weekend, or I'll do it right now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a right now guy.
Back east, they have to wait. They don't get to do it right now, and then they have to get it done that weekend.
Like John will bring me some plants, and I'll say, how long can these sit in this pot? John will say, 6 months to a year. I go home and I get a bigger pot and I transplant it right away.
I have some stuff for you if you want it.
What do you have?
I've got some Ismini bulbs.
Do you know how long I've been looking for Ismini bulbs? Do you seriously? Now, do I have to put in the refrigerator?
No.
Oh, they're ready to go?
No, ready to go.
Chill hours.
They never need to be refrigerated.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it going to look like?
It looks like the common name is Peruvian Daffodil. It's like an exotic daffodil-shaped plant.
Anything exotic, you can
it's very exotic.
Put me down.
Prior to the break, for some reason, I had it in my head that COPIA was an acronym for something, and it's actually not. The full name of COPIA up in Napa, which is a nonprofit museum and educational center, was the American Center for Wine, Food, and the Arts. And the COPIA was thrown in there because COPIA was the Roman goddess of wealth and plenty. Mm. So that's where the name came from.
Plenty.
Yeah. It was not an acronym. I was mistaken there. I visited COPIA, but now it's no longer in business.
No?
No. So I'm not sure what they're doing now. It did go bankrupt, but there were some great facilities up there.
And so that's where that tomato, the COPIA tomato,
the COPIA tomato was named after that. It was one that they chose, the chefs up there actually chose. And it does look like Beauty King because it's really, if you can look at it on our website, it's a striped orange and red stripes.
Hey,
really pretty and fantastic flavor, phenomenal flavor.
Speaking of that, Tiger, you post. Sometimes we have guests on, and you will post a link to their company or whatever. Why don't you post our Garden America website on there, too, when you get a chance on Facebook? Just for those people who are, because we talk about going to our website. They're right there on Facebook. It's just convenience.
Easy click.
Added convenience while you're watching us on Facebook Live to go to gardenamerica.com and see what we're talking about.
If you're going to take the trouble to go to gardenamerica.com, you might as well just sign up for the newsletter, too.
How about that newsletter, John? You keep talking about that darn newsletter. What about it?
It comes out every Friday, and there's a link in the newsletter right to gardenamerica.com.
So Tiger's going to post our link, gardenamerica.com, and you can do that today. Sign up for the newsletter. We have great articles on there. John writes articles. We have people who send us pictures. We talk about the upcoming guest who's going to be on the show. It's a sneak preview of what's happening. And you know, for that period of time when the newsletter arrives between our show, you're a little bit smarter than your neighbor. And that's what people like.
Learned something a little bit new. I like the pictures that people would send us because
I do too.
It's fun to see what people are doing. Every year in Mission Hills, the garden club, the local garden club, puts on the Mission Hills Garden Tour or Garden Walk. And
is this coming up again?
It comes up in May.
Right.
Yeah.
They go through people's backyards, right?
Exactly. And people pay, good money to go and be able to tour people's backyards. And it's that idea that you get to go and see what someone else is doing.
What are they doing?
And so the pictures that people send us are kind of like that for me. I get to see what's going on over there, or what's Phil doing in his garden right now, or what roses are blooming at the moment. And it's kind of fun because we get so trapped in our own yards and gardens that we don't always kind of think of what else is out there.
So send those pictures. Whatever's in your garden, maybe it's a critter, maybe it's a deer, maybe it's a bear, whatever you have back there, send it to john@gardenamerica.com, and we will post those. Couple of ways we can do that: the newsletter, or else if you do get some pictures and you want me to post it on Facebook, I'll do that. If you say, you know what, these are better Facebook pictures.
I took a picture of a rose called Beauty from Within in my yard that I should send to you to post on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that right away.
I have it on my phone. I'll go get it during the break.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised. I think it's because the weather's been so warm.
Absolutely.
Almost all the pictures I've been getting lately are roses. And you would not think you'd be getting roses in January.
I just had a Green Planet nice one that I just cut down and brought it inside.
It's time to cut your roses.
I did
back,
it last
by the
weekend.
way.
I did it last weekend. Everything's down now. I got bit several times, too, because I don't like to wear gloves. It's for sissies. You're going to cut roses, man. Do it with your bare hand.
I never, ever work without gloves.
I should. The truth is I couldn't find the gloves. And then I've got this big pile that I've got to put into a trash bag.
Hey, I've got a success story of something I did in my own yard.
Well, we're always proud of you, so go ahead, Tiger.
I planted a lawn in the backyard, and it's taking beautifully. But I was out there.
Seeds or sod?
No, sod.
Okay.
And I was out there a week ago, and I was watching the lawn. I'm like, it just doesn't seem to be growing very, very quickly. Usually when you plant a new lawn, it tends to grow quickly because you fertilize, you're watering a lot.
And then it settles.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't growing very quickly. And I'm out there, and then I'm out there in the evening, and I see why. And it's because I had rabbits.
Oh.
And I started seeing all the pellets in the lawn, and I'm like, rascally rabbits. So the success story that I had was the Scarecrow. It's a motion-activated sprinkler that you hook up to your lawn. And you know about it.
We talked about this, and it worked.
And it worked amazingly. And I haven't had a rabbit come back ever since that I put it out there. I think 2 nights I heard it going off. And then after that, I haven't heard it being going off at all. They moved on.
Speaking of rabbits, was it last night or the night before about 8:30? One of our cats is sitting on the cat condo looking out the window and just not even paying attention to anything in the house. Like, I couldn't disturb him, couldn't get his attention. I look out there, and there's a rabbit. And the rabbit's out there on the lawn. And this cat was just so dialed into that rabbit. And I'll tell you, good-sized rabbit. So whatever they're eating, plus the fact there's coyotes in the area.
Ooh.
And so I was a little surprised because, that's food, that's gourmet food for a coyote.
Exactly, easy to get too.
You know what? That scarecrow does not work against raccoons.
No,
they don't care.
They don't lift it up, take the batteries
they think
out,
it's a shower.
Leave it back in the box.
Okay, so we're going to take a break. We've got news coming up on many of these Biz Talk Radio affiliates. Hey, hour number 2 is coming up on Facebook. Questions, comments. One more hour to go. Stay with us. I'm Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, Saturday with Garden America. Stay with us.
The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. Biz Talk Radio.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King. More backlash to the president's reference to African bleep hole countries and reported resistance to more immigration from Haiti. The president himself ignoring questions at a White House appearance yesterday. Lynn Patton, New York and New Jersey regional director at the Department of Housing and Urban Development, says Trump believes in equality.
I know this man. I know this man's family. They absolutely support fair and just treatment of all individuals.
The president denied he made the comments. White House Dr. Ronnie Jackson said yesterday President Trump is in excellent health after the president's first full physical exam in office. Trump, 71, underwent the evaluation at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Before there were superheroes, there was Samson. From the author of the New York Times bestseller Fireproof, Eric Wilson tells the tale of the original superhero with divine strength to free his people from the rule of an evil empire, but only if he keeps his childhood vow to resist his very own human desires. Chosen, betrayed, redeemed. Samson by Eric Wilson. Available where fine books are sold.
Is it possible there exists an ancient master blueprint that holds the secret behind the events of our times? From Jonathan Cahn, best-selling author of The Harbinger and the Book of Mysteries, comes The Paradigm, the ancient blueprint that holds the mystery of our times. In his most explosive book yet, Cahn reveals the stunning master blueprint that is unfolding before our eyes. You'll never see the world the same way again. Read The Paradigm, available wherever fine books are sold.
The death toll is rising in Montecito, California, after a massive mudslide last Tuesday that destroyed nearly 100 homes. Santa Barbara County Sheriff Bill Brown says 18 people are known dead.
It goes without saying how incredibly devastating this situation is for their loved ones.
5 people are still missing since the disaster. Iran is saying it won't accept any changes to its 2015 nuclear deal with world powers after President Trump vowed to pull out of the accord if European allies didn't fix its terrible flaws. In a statement carried by the state-run IRNA news agency, the foreign ministry said Iran will not accept any changes in their deal. It also said Iran would not allow the deal to be linked to any other issues after Trump suggested that the sanctions relief under the deal be tied to Iran limiting its long-range ballistic missile program. This is USA Radio News.
Meet the coolest ammo manufacturer in America. Even their name is unique. Bite the Bullet. Bullet offers the highest quality and lowest prices in the country. Buy online and ship right to your door. Always made in the USA. Right now, Bite the Bullet will include 15 extra rounds on any order of 500 rounds or more. This is in addition to their everyday lowest prices. Just use promo code WAR. Order 500 rounds today and get 15 extra rounds free. Just go to bitethebullet.co and use the promo code WAR.
Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is donating $33 million to a scholarship program for young, undocumented immigrants as lawmakers struggle to strike a deal for codifying legal protections for the immigrants known as Dreamers, according to The Hill. Bezos and his wife Mackenzie will donate the money to the Dream U.S., a fund that awards college scholarships to Dreamers. The $33 million donation is the largest contribution to the program, which was established in 2014 by Donald Trump, the former publisher of The Washington Post. Bezos bought the newspaper in 2013. The money will fund 1,000 college scholarships, the Dream USA said in a statement. Despite refusing to say if he had spoken directly to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, President Trump says he probably has a very good relationship with the dictator. John Clemens reports.
When questioned during the interview for the Wall Street Journal, Mr. Trump was elusive, saying, "I'm not saying I have or haven't. I just don't want to comment." Earlier in the day, Brian Hook at the State Department repeated the goal of the sanctions against Pyongyang.
The goal of this pressure campaign is to persuade the North Korean regime that the only way to achieve peace and stability is to abandon its current path and embrace meaningful dialogue about a different future.
I'm John Clemens.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Welcome to the Garden America radio show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
We are back after the break. Little news break on many of these fine Biz Talk Radio affiliates. I'm Bryan, Maine, Tiger Palafox, and John Bagnasco, and of course, Facebook Live. We are back hour number 2. Questions, comments right there. We'll continue to monitor. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. It is 6 minutes after the hour. Learning a whole lot today. That's what the show's all about. Entertainment, learning, education, and getting together with your garden buddies.
You know, Dale on Facebook told us a little bit about the Praxis tomato, and he said that I was right. It is a cherry tomato, but he says it's really sweet and fast growing. It sounds like your kind of tomato, Bryan. But we have one called Candyland Red. That was an All-American selection. And it's a currant type tomato. Have you ever grown currant type tomatoes, Tiger?
Yeah.
They're like cherry tomatoes, but smaller.
Yeah.
The fruit.
Wow, oh, it's like grapes.
No, smaller than that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, raisin.
Well, they're not shriveled.
No, but I mean,
but they're like that size, yeah.
You can pop them in your mouth.
Oh, yeah, that's what they're for.
It'd be great to take to the movies.
But currant tomatoes are huge plants. They just grow. I mean, it's like a weedy tomato. But this is the Candyland is one that is well behaved. So for probably the most compact of all the currant type tomatoes.
Well,
and like I said, it was an All-American selection.
And when you say well behaved and compact,
well,
what are we talking?
I don't mean dwarf, but I mean compared to a
4 feet tall.
No, more like 5.
Okay, because I was going to say, I mean, those currants, they're bushes,
and
they're
huge.
And they take over areas. So,
right.
But I mean, 5 feet tall isn't bad.
John, what is the name of that rose that I'm going to post on Facebook?
Oh, Beauty from Within.
Oh, I can remember that.
Yeah, it's a rose from Pierre Orard in France. And Orard has got some beautiful roses. There are not very many of them are here in the U.S., but I was looking at his website the other day, and I even sent him an email asking if there was a way we could get some roses over here, but unfortunately he doesn't ship to the U.S.
Hey, I got a question for you. Dave Wilson trees.
Yeah.
Do you know if they do the weeping mulberry? I don't think they do, that I recall. Because
I don't know.
L.E. Cook is the company that's going to be no longer next year.
Right.
And that's who we used to get that weeping mulberry from.
Mm-hmm.
And if Dave Wilson doesn't pick it up, we won't be able to find that. And that's an amazing tree. If people like mulberry fruit and they don't want a massive, fast-growing, just a ridiculously enormous tree, the weeping mulberry is one that stays compact, grows easily, and gives you a ton of mulberry fruit. And I'm really going to be bummed if Dave Wilson doesn't pick that one up.
Yeah, you know, I had a white mulberry, planted in I don't know if you remember, Tiger, but on the side of my house, I have a little 6-inch area between the fence.
I saw that.
You planted it with vegetables.
That's right.
Because your daughter and I looked at that and said, that's not 6 inches, but anyway.
Right. Well, anyway, I put a mulberry tree in there one year. And I thought it would stay smaller because
it's a very small area, John.
White instead of a black mulberry.
No way.
It was a huge mistake. It took me like 3 years to finally get rid of it.
Well, your daughter and I are very surprised at everything you're trying to cram into that small little area.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very small.
Well, you know what? And the funny thing about that area in John's yard is it's off to the side of the house. It's not even really seen unless you go over there. I think you have some stuff stored on the side.
You know what it is? It's filler.
But he has a whole backyard, and he focuses on this little area to try to make it happen. If you would have just put bark chips down and forget about it, it wouldn't even matter. He still has a whole back half acre that he can work on.
All right, but you... Tiger, now listen.
Look at he's without words.
If I wanted to plant tomatoes, where would I plant them other than that area? Tell me.
Okay,
I know this is going to be sacrilegious.
I know why he said that.
Take out some roses.
Exactly.
But I think it also has to do with making sure the tomatoes get sun.
Well, yeah, but any area in my backyard where the tomatoes would get sun,
he has roses.
A rose would grow.
Right. Okay. By the way, Beauty from Within is posted on our Facebook page. If you're watching the show on Facebook, want to go to our Facebook page, John's Beauty from Within is now posted.
Right. And if you're not on Facebook, you can just look up Beauty from Within on Google and go to images and probably see what it looks like.
And by the way, John
not as good as the one John took.
John put a link to our website.
That was a nice rose for this time of year, though, right?
Yeah, very nice. Are you
January,
kidding?
yeah.
That's very nice. Anyway, so our link to Garden America is on our Facebook page, too, if you want to go there and see some of the items we have for sale, what we've been talking about so far, some of those tomatoes and things that are only going to be available for a very short time. So there you go.
When do we start shipping?
This year we're going 2 weeks later than last year. Last year our first shipment was March 2nd.
Can I correct you, which I don't like to do on the air a lot?
Okay.
You mean when is John going to start shipping?
No, I helped ship.
Hey,
okay, I'm kidding.
He helped last year.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I don't grow, but I help him ship them.
But he ships.
He did.
And John did tell me if it wasn't for Tiger, I couldn't have gotten this done.
That's right.
But who packs better, John or Tiger?
Oh,
no one packs as good as me, but I've got
John's been doing it
experience.
for 15 years.
And he's probably fast at it too, right?
He is good.
Is it like the old Lucy show
It is.
on the candy factory?
We have this little conveyor belt bringing down things, and we're trying to put them in boxes as fast as the belt goes.
And then
I have to hit the red button every once in a while.
you can't pack in time, you just eat it, right?
You do know I forgot what I was going to say. I thought it was important.
You're talking about a rose.
You're talking about roses, and we were talking about tomatoes before that. And
you were talking about a rose is what you left off on, though.
Yes.
It's all right. And then
if you stop trying to think about it, it'll come back to you. That's what I've started doing lately. And I remembered something when I was 14.
Oh, it came back to me. You were right. I got a call from Bill from Chico.
Yes.
During the week. And he wanted to know when tomatoes were going to be ready to order.
I didn't know we were open for business during the week. We have listeners calling John during the week asking questions. That's great.
They usually call the people they like. Do you guys get any calls during the week?
Tons of calls. I refer them to John.
Hey, Bud.
Anyway, Bill called you from Chico.
He was just raving about the Tasmanian chocolate tomato. And he said, recommend that to anyone. He said, you cannot find a better tomato than Tasmanian chocolate. And that's not a grafted tomato, so it's less expensive.
Wow.
But it's one of the new super dwarf tomatoes. So, you put a stake out there and that will easily hold it up. But they only get to be about 36 inches tall, maybe 4 feet at the most.
So you need a small cage, a very small cage?
No. As you mentioned, they kind of hold their own,
which
is nice.
They do,
not a lot of tomatoes.
But what he was saying, and that's true, the super dwarfs are really stocky and sturdy, so a cage would be fine for most of them, or they almost stand up by themselves. But he was saying that they had so many tomatoes, and the tomatoes were so big that it would fall over. So it's just a stake to hold it up.
So a very prolific season for him.
Yeah, but he just said the flavor was unbelievable. And he was shocked because he put it out about that time where we're going to start shipping May 19th up in Chico. And Chico is a little farther north in California.
Pretty hot up there,
than
right?
we are.
Cold and hot.
Yeah, but it's cold in the spring. And he said he put that in, and then he got rain and cold, and they're little tiny 2-inch tomatoes.
And it survived.
Well, he said not only survived, it thrived. It just was unbelievable.
And it's not even grafted. You'd expect that from a grafted tomato.
Yeah, we did graft them one year, and then we kind of thought, why do we need to graft these?
Now, what about disease resistance on that tomato?
Well, I don't know if I haven't heard any problems with diseases, but I don't know if they're actually disease resistant.
So if it's tenacious and disease resistant, why graft, right?
Well, but the nice thing about these, because they're so compact and dwarf, you can put them in containers. So you stick them in a 5-gallon container, and you've got a nice tomato during the year. Put it out on your patio. And we have six varieties of those this year. But I think the Dwarf Tomato Project, which is a worldwide amateur project with backyard tomato breeders all over the world, getting these things together, I think they're up to like 50 or 60 different varieties now.
Wow.
But easily kept on a patio or porch.
Yeah.
They
really
are.
Really nice.
Speaking of pictures, there's 2 pictures I need to take and send to you. One is the ficus that you gave me, and the other are the 2 palms that you gave me. It said leave them in there for a year in the pot.
I got more of those if you want.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you got to see these suckers, how big they are.
No, they were queen palms.
Queen palms, yeah. All right, 60 minutes after the hour, break time once again here as we continue hour number 2. Facebook Live, thank you for viewing. Thank you for tuning in. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, Bryan, Maine. We are going nowhere, but we're going to come right back at the same time.
A simple change in your lawn care practices this fall can create a carpet of green next spring that's safe for children and pets. Hi, this is Bryan, Maine from Garden America. When the weather begins to cool, your lawn starts to build back its root system and needs extra nourishment. That's why experts agree that fall is the best time to fertilize your lawn. Most lawn fertilizers release their nutrients quickly, which produces lots of clippings and reduces root growth. But Milorganite, an organic nitrogen fertilizer, feeds your lawn slowly throughout the fall, providing more green color with less clippings and maximum recovery from summer stress. It's a trick golf course superintendents have used for decades. Milorganite applied now will help your lawn green up faster in spring while helping it recover quickly from winter damage. You'll improve your lawn's overall health and greatly reduce weed problems. So give your lawn the food it needs. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you. Again, that's Milorganite.com.
Do you have a small yard and think you don't have the room for fruit trees? Well, think again. Dave Wilson Nursery wants to show you how to grow great-tasting fruits like peaches, apples, pluots, and much more in small areas, even in patio containers, too. It's called Backyard Orchard Culture. You get step-by-step information via the Fruit Tube videos at DaveWilson.com. That's where you'll find the closest nursery to you that carries Dave Wilson's quality fruit trees. Start the backyard orchard of your dreams at DaveWilson.com.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Are you married? Do you and your husband both have term life insurance? If you both don't, you should. You have a lot to protect. Call now, get a free quote for your husband, and while you're at it, get a quote for yourself too, because you both need term life insurance. Call now. 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658. Rates are at all-time lows. We'll shop over 30 top-rated companies to get you the best possible rates. Term life insurance, it's the perfect way to protect the quality of your family's lifestyle. You and your husband both need term life insurance, so Call now for a free quote for the both of you. 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 11ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.11ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 11ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Back here on Garden America, thank you so much as we continue on your Saturday morning, 21 minutes after the hour. Brian Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Again, phone calls, 855-424-9825, John at gardenamerica.com or Facebook Live. Do you have any email questions, John, or anything you can share?
You know, I don't know because I haven't gone to check my email.
I think you
should.
should.
Facebook question if we want to go
Oh,
there.
let's do that first, Tiger. Go ahead. If
Okay,
you
Laura had requested a suggestion for a medium-sized, I think she described it as hardy tomato. And she said, you know, that's flavorful. And she mentioned Early Girl, and she says it's a good tomato, but not very flavorful.
What?
And
No. Early Girl is one of the most flavorful tomatoes out there.
It should be,
I'm
right?
just saying what she said.
As a matter of fact,
jeez.
Okay,
Brian and I were judges
Uh-oh.
in a tomato
Gosh, that was years
contest,
ago.
right?
At Vaughn's, in the Vaughn's parking lot.
The Vaughn's parking lot was Sean Stiles, as I recall.
God, there's a name from the past.
Well, he's still
No, he's still around, I know.
He still does the news.
Anyway.
Weather. But anyway, the winner of that was Early Girl.
Yes.
Yeah. So
anyway, so she's looking for something like that, right?
Yeah. She's, a medium-sized tomato, but one
Fireworks.
of the things, that's a good one, right?
Medium size?
Yeah. I mean, Brandywine would be considered a medium size, right?
No, Brandywine's
large?
the beefsteak type, pound,
So
maybe even bigger.
Fireworks if you don't like Early Girl.
Yeah.
And Fireworks is earlier than Early Girl.
But one of the things I will say, because I agree with you, John, that she mentioned Early Girl and wasn't flavorful, is you also have to consider some of the growing techniques that you have. It change the flavor of these tomatoes. So people that water a lot, they'll have a tendency to have a watered down flavored tomato.
Right.
That's a good point.
You want to let that tomato look wilted before you kind of rewater again. You don't
let
always
it tell you when it needs
water.
water.
You don't always want to keep it growing strong. You want to let it look wilted. Also, the harvesting that you do affects the flavor. So, I think a lot of vegetable growers will tell you to, water and then harvest a day later. So that way, again, it's not a waterlogged fruit when you harvest it. And then they also suggest letting it set for a day after you harvest it.
Now, is that the
to
same
get that sugars back into it, kind of a thing?
Same theory, whether it's in a pot or the ground?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing to remember is after you harvest a tomato, do not put it in the refrigerator.
Yep.
Never put tomatoes in the refrigerator.
The countertop.
It takes away the flavor.
Yeah.
Most any vegetable garden that you have, zucchini, cucumber, onions, all of those should be kind of more countertop vegetables. I mean, lettuces and stuff like that, the leafy greens,
in the crisper.
They should go in the crisper. But any kind of springtime
Even
pepper.
onions, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You should always keep those kind of countertop. They're the best, and then it might not last as long. Sometimes the refrigerator does extend the life of that vegetable to kind of get you to use it a week or two later.
You can use your common sense, right? Like iceberg lettuce obviously wants to be cold.
Well, now tomatoes.
What
I knew
about
about
San Francisco fog tomato then?
I knew about tomatoes being on the counter, but onions—that's something I'm going to remember because Dana keeps the tomatoes on the counter all the time. Onions, not so much. So okay, that's.
I did get an email question from Eleanor, who it's kind of a question and a little bit of a reprimand.
All right, let's hear it, John. We love a little controversy on this show.
Well, she says you talked and talked about this soil product, and you never gave the name of it. She goes, "I can get it at Ace Hardware. What is the name of it?"
That's the interview we did with
was
Mike
that
Taylor.
That Humate product?
Yeah. So
what's it called?
Under the Natural Guard line, it's called Humate or Soil Activator. They sell it two different ways. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. Humate.
Can you put that up?
Put that up to the here. I'll get it right
so
there.
Humate.
Yeah, and that's under the Natural Guard line of products that they have.
And that's the liquid form. You said it's also in a
granular
form
as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So, got that.
So Humate, or what was the other name? I forgot it already.
Soil Activator.
Soil Activator. Okay.
And then, we'll also tell our listeners, for people that can't find it under those, John and Bob's Soil Activator is kind of the same principles.
Oh,
it's
okay.
It's humate based and humic acid, and so if you can't find those ones, John and Bob's would be your product that you want to choose, and it's the John and Bob's Soil Activator.
You're pretty impressed. I just pulled that up right there.
That was you remembered it was in the room. Good job.
Yeah, I know it's in here, and that was good. That wasn't even a setup. Anyway, good question. Thank you for that question. Anything else, John?
Another question came over from our listeners on the Facebook was Determinate versus Indeterminate. What are we talking here when we're talking tomatoes? So
yeah, that's a good question.
For tomatoes, Determinate versus Indeterminate. Determinate is going to be something that has, the way that I explain it, and John will probably put his own 2 cents on it.
He'll counter
that. Well, it has a specific season.
What you meant was that I'll probably supplement what you have to say.
It's a specific season.
It has a specific season and a specific kind of harvest time and growth height and all of that. So a Determinate tomato will kind of be like, okay, this is something that's going to be harvested in May, and after that, it's more or less kind of done, and it reaches 4 feet, and you're kind of good to go from there.
Indeterminate
is something that kind of continuously goes. So it can have multiple harvest sequences, and also they have a tendency to get those large kind of bushy kind of style plants because they can keep growing for a longer season with a bigger kind of span on that. So they don't quite have the same cutoff as a Determinate, I would say. What do you want to supplement with that?
I like that.
It sounds like a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Determinate tomatoes, for the most part, are grown commercially. And the reason is, as Tiger says, that they grow to a certain height so they don't get out of bounds, and then they set their fruit all at one time. So you can go in and harvest without having to send crews in there, day after day for weeks and weeks. So most of those are grown commercially, and most of what we grow in our gardens are indeterminate. There is an advantage to indeterminate tomatoes for homeowners, though, because they won't grow out of bounds if you have smaller spaces. But the new dwarfs, the dwarf tomatoes that we have, the super dwarfs, are indeterminate determinants. And what I mean by that is that the plant stays short like a determinate tomato,
right?
But it continues to produce like an indeterminate tomato.
An indeterminate determinate.
Yeah. So hope that confuses you, Laura.
Yeah.
But
it makes sense.
Yeah, but so that's the main thing. Just realize that if you have an indeterminate tomato, don't buy one of those $1.99 tomato cages. Because it's not going to work. It's just going to fall over.
Yeah.
All right, break time once again, 855-424-9825. Want to give us a call, questions, comments, also Facebook Live, obviously, as we've been taking questions. John at GardenAmerica.com. Hey, we've got 30 more minutes to fill here, so help us out. More questions, more comments as we approach 30 minutes after. And again, 30 minutes to go here on a Saturday with Garden America.
Investing is a long-term process. How many times can you think of in the last decade that the stock market has destroyed retirement funds for people just like you and me? For your existing IRA, you need the security that gold has provided for centuries. Remember, gold has never been worth zero. Capital Gold would like to introduce you to the Home Storage Gold IRA. It's a self-directed IRA set up with all the protection and tax benefits of an LLC. But the big difference in this IRA is you invest in gold and you hold it in your possession. You can't do that with stocks. That's security. You can transfer any type of IRA hassle-free in days. Please call right now and learn more, and we'll waive the $500 setup fee and give you a free safe to store your gold. Call 800-223-0092. 800-223-0092. 800-223-0092. That's 800-223-0092. National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call an NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible, too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650. Are you ready to leave your corporate job behind and be your own boss? Have you ever dreamed of owning a business? Do you have $50,000 or more sitting around in a 401k? If you answered yes, it's time to invest in yourself by buying or starting a business or franchise. IRS code allows you to use money in a 401k to invest in a business with absolutely no penalties or taxes. At Guidant Financial, we've helped more than 11,000 entrepreneurs invest $3 billion in retirement assets into the small businesses and franchises of their dreams. So if you've got $50,000 or more in a 401k and you're looking for a way to start a business, call Guidant Financial now for free information and to learn more. Operators are standing by for your call. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630.
Hey, travelers. Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares.
See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1769. 855-325-1769. That's 855-325-1769.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
It is Garden America. Yes, indeed, having a good time during the break, and I'm sure people wonder, what the heck are you guys talking about? They see all this back and forth banter.
Tiger's teasing me.
Yeah, we talk about John.
We always talk about
he said that there's a question for you on Facebook Live.
When you had your headphones on.
No. So I put my headphones on to look at the question.
That's the only way you can read
That's what that was.
That's what that was. It's like, oh, come on. You know, when you're old, you shouldn't make fun of people like that. Anyway.
So the question is
from Wick. From Wick.
Wick?
From Rick.
Rick.
Yes, I was channeling the Princess Bride.
I thought you Elmer Fudd.
For a second.
We have a question from Wick.
With marriage. So, Rick says, John, I think when you first started selling grafted tomatoes years ago, there was a tomato, and I think it was from Israel. It was the rage for several years.
Yep.
What happened to that tomato? It might have been a cherry. Rick's got a great memory.
He's got a great memory.
Right.
He sure does.
It was about that. It was the year, I think it might have been the year before we started grafted, because this tomato was not grafted.
Mm-hmm.
But
isn't that where grafted tomatoes originally came from, was Israel, or not?
They originally came from Australia, then went from Australia to Asia, and then from Asia to Israel.
Okay.
And then over to the U.S.
Okay. So Israel is involved. So that tomato that he's talking about with that great memory of his.
It was called Tomaccio, which is kind of weird.
Tomaccio.
Yeah, it sounds Italian, doesn't it?
It sure does.
And I don't know if you remember, Brian, but the cool thing about Tomaccio was that it dried on the stem. So you could have dried tomatoes.
Already ready to go.
Without having to put them in a food dehydrator or anything like that. And they were so sweet. It was like one of the sweetest things you'd ever want to eat.
So what did happen to Tomaccio?
Well, for one thing, they were really expensive, and more expensive than a grafted tomato. And talk about vigorous plants not being grafted. Those things would grow like 12 feet tall. And now, I don't know. The name of the company that put them out was from Israel. It was called Hishtel. And they're now, I think they came to the U.S. So they may be available, but if anybody out there wants it, what you have to look for is the name Tomaccio. Tomaccio. So that's the name of that tomato.
There was another one that you mentioned this past year that was a sun-dried tomato, wasn't there? Wasn't there a new one that you were saying coming out? I want to say it had sugar in the name, but no? I might have been mistaken.
Well, the only one I think we have with sugar is sun sugar.
Well, the sun sugar, which is the one that I love, one of my favorites.
That's just a cherry, though.
Oh, it's just like eating candy.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I had Al call me from Rocky River, Ohio.
Are we supposed to know this Al? You say it as if, hey, Al called.
Good old Al.
Hey, Al. Not Weird Al Yankovic, right?
No. I didn't want to say his last name.
Oh,
on the
okay,
radio.
that's fine. That's okay.
But he called from Rocky River, Ohio, and he mentioned that last year we recommended some tomatoes to him, and they were phenomenal for his area because he has a short growing season.
Mm-hmm.
but he liked Super Fantastic and Cloudy Day.
Now, does Cloudy Day, does that represent the name in terms of can it be grown in cool weather?
It absolutely does. It's a great tomato for coastal areas or for areas with really short growing seasons.
What was the other one with the fog, but it doesn't taste...
San Francisco fog.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste good.
Right. Cloudy Day's like a San Francisco fog with good flavor.
With flavor, okay.
Yeah. Carolyn says, we love sun sugar.
Yep.
Thanks for reminding me to order it, Brian.
Thank you, Kim. Well, absolutely. That was one of the ones that we tasted at the tomato tasting was the sun sugar.
Really?
Yeah, because that's when I'd never had it before. I went crazy over it.
You've grown sun sugar on your patio.
Yes.
You had a grafted sun sugar, as I recall.
Absolutely, yep.
You really liked that.
But I remember we had to rate the tomatoes, like was it 1 through 10 or something?
Right.
And I gave it if 10 was the best, I gave it a 10.
I think we had different characteristics that we rated them on. One was obviously the
flavor.
Flavor was the most important, but appearance and things like that.
Which I got confused because I judged everything on the way John was dressed that day and his appearance. And it messed up the whole rating system.
Because everything got a 1 instead of a 10.
Appearance?
Yeah.
I'd give him a 4. Not bad. Could have dressed up a little more for the event. Now the questions just keep
Dale
on.
says, what about, well, it looks like people are thinking about tomatoes right now.
We've got people on Facebook.
By the way, that little area on the side of my house that we were talking about,
the
tomato plants right now are the biggest they've been since I planted them last year.
You planted those in spring of last year, right?
No, I didn't plant them till June.
Oh, is that
really the absolute wrong time?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you put soil in there? Did you amend and do the whole thing just like you would if you were in a pot?
No.
It didn't look like it, which is why I'm surprised anything's growing there.
Well, they were grafted, so that made them a lot stronger to begin with. The most prolific tomato, since we're talking about tomatoes, we're bringing back Pekino. Last year we could not get the seeds for Pekino. And Pekino is one of the most sought-after tomatoes in the world, and the reason is that it's a tomato from Sicily. And Sicily got the designation for tomatoes, like for the Pekino tomato, same type of designation that France has for champagne.
Yeah, different regions with wine.
Right, so you can't get champagne anywhere outside of France. You have to call it sparkling wine if it's from somewhere else. Well, it's the same thing with this Pekino. To get Pekino, it has to come from Sicily. And the Sicilians don't let the seeds out of the country. So the only way you could get it was to know somebody who used to be your co-host on the radio show and have her daughter live in Italy, buy some of those tomatoes, and then ship the seeds over here.
Seeds over.
So
you said the most sought after in the entire planet?
Yeah.
There's 7 billion people looking for those seeds.
I dare you to argue with me about that.
I would never. No way.
It's one of those things that who knows. But anyway, it's really a desirable tomato. The reason I brought this up is that we do have it again this year. But my neighbor, who did not plant a garden this year.
As you look at your backyard, left-hand side neighbor?
Yeah, where I had my tomatoes.
Okay.
That'd be
that side.
Facing my house, the right-hand side.
Right-hand side, okay.
Anyway, he got one of his biggest tomato crops ever, even though he didn't plant any tomatoes.
Because they blew over from your place.
Because the Pekino tomato that I had planted the year before came up from seed over there.
Yep.
And I'm not kidding, hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes that he never watered.
He just let it go, right?
It was on a hillside, and he was shocked when I said, hey, you need to pick some of these tomatoes. He says, golly, and we had a dry year.
Did he know it was your tomato plant?
Well, I told him that it probably was.
He just thinks tomatoes pop up anywhere.
No, he used to grow tomatoes. It's just he didn't plant a garden last year.
Okay.
So he said, golly, I can't believe this thing grew without any water. And I said, every now and then when I'm watering, I shoot some water over there.
Oh, that's funny.
And he did offer me tomatoes, but I turned him down. But that's how prolific Pekino is.
So Pekino is available. We have Pekino.
We have Pekino. The first year Pekino came out, it was $20 for a 4-inch plant not grafted.
Wow.
And now you can get it for $9.95 for a grafted plant.
Okay, now this is all happening on GardenAmerica.com?
It's where it's all happening,
It's all happening. And we have a link. I think Tiger put up a link there.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're listening and watching the show, you can go there and see what we're talking about.
You can, but, be honest. How difficult is it to go to gardenamerica.com without a link?
Yeah, but we make it simple.
We make it easy for people.
Make it easy. They're right there. You know what it is? It's top of mind. We're talking about
Well,
it
if you're
right
watching Facebook, yes, you can just click on it.
Yeah,
right?
just click on it, yes.
I see that. Okay.
You click on it, and you there click on it.
And then Kathy says that Juliet's also very productive for her. She learned how to freeze small tomatoes on YouTube. Wow, soups and stews. So that's another really popular tomato, Juliet.
Yeah.
We have a few 3-packs we're offering this year. One is an heirloom collection, and the other is salad slicer, something else.
Sauce?
Sauce tomato. That's exactly right. SSS.
Boy, you know what? That's a dartboard. He threw a dart, and it happened to land right in the middle.
I was trying to think of what other tomatoes.
That was good.
But the third one is early, the first to ripen tomatoes. And with those three, you get Early Girl, Fireworks that we talked about, and what Kathy just mentioned, Juliet.
Is there a late boy?
There are really late tomatoes.
Why not a late boy? You got an Early Girl, get a late boy. Why not? All right, 45
well, think
minutes.
about that during the break.
45 minutes after the hour. Hey, one more segment coming up. If you want to talk tomatoes, ask more tomato questions, we'll do that. Roses, whatever's on your mind. Maybe a phone call. How about that? The old-fashioned way. 855-424-9825.
Biz Talk News wants to feature your business as part of our Discovery feature, which highlights businesses that are not yet known nationally, but offer products or services that benefit Biz TV viewers. Available in over 40 markets on broadcast TV and online via biztvclub.com. Biz TV wants to help get the word out about your business. If you're interested in having your business featured on a future episode of Biz Talk Discovery, email us at discovery@biztv.com.
Allergy sufferers are hearing a lot of numbers these days about symptoms and relief. But the number sufferers want most is 0, as in 0 nasal allergy symptoms. And nothing gets you closer to 0 than Nasacort. Because unlike antihistamines that stop only one cause of your allergy symptoms, Nasacort stops more. And stopping more gets you closer to 0. For 24-hour relief of your worst nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion, choose Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable. Use as directed.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Are you married? Do you and your husband both have term life insurance? If you both don't, you should. You have a lot to protect. Call now, get a free quote for your husband, and while you're at it, get a quote for yourself too, because you both need term life insurance. Call now. 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658. Rates are at all-time lows. We'll shop over 30 top-rated companies to get you the best possible rates. Term life insurance, it's the perfect way to protect the quality of your family's lifestyle. You and your husband both need term life insurance, so call now for a free quote for the both of you. 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-711-6812 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-711-6812. Again, that's 800-711-6812.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is our final segment, just like that. Boy, 2 hours talking about a lot of things today. First hour with Mark Taylor talking about getting ready for spring and all the amending and fertilizers, things you have to do. Lately, roses, and now we're into tomatoes and everything that we're selling on our website at gardenamerica.com.
Hey, we good friend of the show, Jimmy in Oceanside, sent us a note.
Hello, Jimmy. Boy, talk about a longtime listener.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, if you have Facebook, you can tune in and watch us.
Yeah, but Jimmy's got things to do.
Jimmy's busy.
Anyway, he says, hi, John. Speaking of super dwarfs, we were talking about the super dwarf tomato.
Right.
He says, I planted an Iditarod, which is one of the tomatoes, the 6 that we carry, he says, in June, and it's still going strong. Now, this is a super dwarf, but for Jimmy, it grew to 7 feet.
What?
And he trimmed it back.
Oh,
and he says, during a windstorm, one of the large side branches broke off, and I propagated 2 clones, which have grown to 5 to 6 feet and are still producing. The fruit ranges from 3 to 10 ounces and is delicious.
Yeah, he does know what he's doing.
Well, when it comes to tomatoes, he knows what he's doing too. So if he says that Iditarod tastes good, that's another good one to try.
Exactly.
All right, then we got to switch quickly from
you go, boy.
From tomatoes to roses.
Okay.
Because Laura says, okay, roses. What's a reasonably priced, great-smelling rose? It seems the prettier the rose, the less they smell. Not necessarily true.
No.
But florist roses, that is true. They usually no fragrance because florist roses are bred to have thick petals, so they last longer in a vase, and because of that, they don't give up their essential oils, which is where the fragrance is. But here's a tip, Laura. We'll give you names of a couple.
Yeah.
But the American Rose Society has an award called the James Alexander Gamble Fragrance Award. And there's only about maybe 16 roses that have won that award.
Is Mr. Lincoln in there?
Mr. Lincoln is one of them.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But those are supposed to be the most fragrant awards and most fragrant roses. And most of those are relatively inexpensive.
What about Pope John Paul?
No.
Not in it?
Not in there. I don't I don't, unless you recently got one. But one I was going to recommend that you can't go wrong with is Double Delight.
Double Delight. The Dolly Parton rose.
Fragrance. No, not Dolly Parton. That's another rose.
That's another rose.
Yeah.
Which is also very fragrant.
Yes.
Dolly Parton is very fragrant. And there's also a sport of Dolly Parton called Dolly's Sister.
Really?
She has a sister, you know.
Well, that's what it's called, Dolly's
Sister.
Sister.
Her sister's name is Stella Parton. And she was maybe a B celebrity country singer.
Really?
Stella Parton, yes. From my country days when I used to spin country records.
Well, anyway, Double Delight you can get anywhere. A smaller rose for a Double Delight is a hybrid tea, but a smaller rose, Floribunda type, is Angel Face, also very fragrant. And then there's a lot of roses that have fragrant in the name, so that would be a clue. They probably smell good, like fragrant plum. Fragrant apricot.
You know, I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen a Mr. Lincoln rose. Does it have red in it?
It is red.
It is red.
It's a red rose, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Very patriotic.
Deep red.
And it's a large flower, but it doesn't have a pointed center. It's kind of flat on the top. So it's tall stems, flat top like a top hat.
Okay.
So
that's the name.
That's the name, Mr. Lincoln, I think.
Okay.
So those are a few, but if you Google James Alexander Gamble Fragrance Award, you'll see the whole list.
You want a little Lincoln trivia quickly?
Yeah.
When he was assassinated, you can go to a museum or someplace, and they have all the things that he had on him, you know, in his pockets that night. One of the things he had with him was Confederate money.
Oh.
How about that?
Well, doesn't hurt to hedge your bets.
That's very good. You know, where's my rim shot? Go ahead, Tiger.
You know,
so I was going to mention, though, because if she's looking for a rose that's widely available, Double Delight.
Right.
I almost can guarantee every nursery is going to
have it, and it's
Double
great
Delight
fragrance.
You know,
and Mr. Lincoln.
Yeah, well, it's becoming harder and harder to find.
Really?
Yeah. So not as common as Double Delight, I would say. But you know, that's a good one. And she mentioned, you know, and this was interesting to me, she mentioned inexpensive. And I mean, for the most part, roses across the board are the same price. You have unpatented and patented, which kind of sometimes make a price change. But the only other price change that I see in roses are David Austins. David Austins tend to be a lot more expensive because they are patented and then exclusively grown by the David Austin growers.
That's right.
So otherwise than that, I mean,
that's
they're kind of the same price.
Since you bring that up, Tiger, that's another good tip is most of the David Austin roses, not all of them, so you should read the description, but I would say the majority of those are very fragrant.
Yeah, they breed them, yeah.
Yeah, they're bred for their fragrance.
I know it's not fragrant, but I still want my George Byrne rose, which you say now is very hard to find.
I don't know about, I haven't seen George Burns for a while, but almost impossible to find is Gracie Allen.
Well, she died in 1964.
Did she?
He died in 1996. He lived to be 100.
Did I ever tell you the story about when George Burns was cheating on Gracie Allen?
This is a joke here.
No, this is a true story. And he was, I think he only did it once, and he felt extremely guilty. And so to make it up to Gracie, he didn't tell her what he had done, but he bought her this beautiful lamp that she set on this table, a long table, and it was at one end of the table. And a friend of hers came over and commented on how beautiful the lamp was. She goes, I know I went for the other side. I wish George would cheat on me again.
Oh. Yeah, no, that was her.
Good.
That was her. Okay, final moments as we wrap things up here. People should obviously go to our website, gardenamerica.com. Once you're there, you can see all the products, all the things we talked about this morning, and the various things we're selling. Also, the trip to England is on there, the itinerary.
That's
right. The newsletter, you want to get involved in the newsletter. What am I missing, John? What else is going on?
Well, just quickly, Keith from Point Loma wanted to know if we were going to have Indigo Rose this year. And we are going to have it in limited quantities. We're only shipping 2 weeks on Indigo Rose, and that is up on the website. So if you go to gardenamerica.com, you'll see all the tomatoes and all the vegetables we have available for pre-order right now. Don't delay.
All right, well, thank you so much. That is going to do it as we wrap up another edition of the Garden America Radio Show. I want to thank all the boys. I want to thank Brandon. I want to thank Zach. I want to thank Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. Most of all, thank you for listening, tuning in. Tell everybody you know. Let's increase our Facebook viewership. In the meantime, have yourself a good rest of your weekend. If you have 3 days off, congratulations. Enjoy your week. Until then, get growing, America. From all of us here at Garden America, take care. Bye-bye.